1934 started out as a tough year for LS-117, the lightship assigned to Nantucket Shoals. Located almost 50 miles south of Nantucket Island, it was the most remote lightship station on the U.S. coast. On January 6th, the 24,500-ton American liner Washington sideswiped the Nantucket, taking away a lifeboat, its davits, and some radio equipment. And on May 14th, two other passing ships came close to colliding with the lightship as well. Nantucket Shoals was habitually shrouded in fog, and near collisions were so common that the crew had taken to routinely having a lifeboat ready to launch for a quick escape. On the morning of May 15th, in a thick fog, the inevitable happened. At about 11 o'clock, having reduced speed several times during the night, the 47,000-ton Royal Mail steamer Olympic, sister ship to the Titanic, bore down on the lightship steering by radio beacon. Officially frowned upon, but widely used, this practice of homing in on the lightship's radio signal was undoubtedly one of the reasons for the number of close shaves endured by Nantucket ships. Vessels would veer off at the last minute, barely missing the lightship. No such change of course took place aboard the Olympic that morning. By the time the Olympic spotted the lightship through the fog, there was not sufficient time to avoid a collision. The Olympic's rudder was put hard to port, while the port engine was put full astern. Turning slowly, and probably doing no more than 3 knots, the Olympic struck the lightship, sending it to the bottom in about a minute. Captain Binks of the Olympic immediately had 2 boats lowered, but only managed to rescue 7 of the 11-man crew. 3 of those rescued would die before the Olympic made New York Harbor later that day. The Nantucket's captain, George Braithwaite, would succumb to his injuries later in the year. The official inquiry into the collision concluded, quote, "Collision due solely to the fault and negligence of the Olympic and those in charge of her." Owners of the liner, the Oceanic Steam Navigation Company, parent company of the White Star Line, settled the case before it came to court. They paid $500,000 to have a replacement lightship built and to compensate the families of the lost crewmen. The new 148-foot Nantucket, designated LS-112, was the largest lightship ever built. Launched in 1936 at the Pussy and Jones shipyard in Wilmington, Delaware, she would replace a relief lightship that had been rushed into place within 24 hours of the destruction of her predecessor. She would serve on the Nantucket Light Station until 1975, and today she is open for tours as a museum in Boston.